Getting a new pair of Selvedge, Raw, or Japanese denim can be extremely exciting, but if you're used to regular jeans, modern jeans, then you might not really understand the process of breaking them in. And if you get them for the first time, you might notice they feel a lot different than regular jeans and what you're used to. They can be really stiff, uncomfortable, and a bit of a process to break in. Even if you've broken them in before, having a new pair is also something to get used to. When I got my first pair, they were 14 ounces, which is still within the ranges of what regular jeans feel like, but they were definitely a weird process of putting on and getting used to walking around in. And when I got my 20-ounce pair of heavyweight elephants from Naked and Famous, I mean, even just putting the buttons in was a process for that. And I think if we talk about the subject of breaking in denim, there's a really obvious answer. Just wear your pants, right? Wear your jeans, they'll break in over time, and that's completely true. But I think there's also something to be said about the excitement around a new pair of jeans and, the thought of where it could progress to and what it could become, and taking a closer look at that process of how to really get them to the point where you want to wear them every day, you're excited to wear them every day, because once the novelty of the jeans wear off and you still have a pair that's really stiff, that can be difficult. So the first thing I'd recommend is to make a commitment at the very beginning of wearing them for a certain amount of time. For me, I've committed to wearing them now I'm coming up on my 2-month mark on my heavyweight Elephant 14s, but committing to at least a month in the very beginning to really kind of give these jeans a chance and let them break in, and wearing them like a second pair of skin. It's also important to decide at the beginning if you'll do an initial soak. If you're looking to kind of fit your jeans to your body, maybe you think you might hem them one day, it's probably important to do a soak in the beginning. The worst thing you can do is get a pair and get them hemmed, and then after you wash them once, they don't fit you anymore. There's some stuff to get used to at first as well. There's going to be a lot of indigo transfer or crocking. I know I was wearing a white pair of shoes, and I could see, because I didn't cuff my jeans, there was indigo transfer all over the shoes. I actually thought that was pretty cool. Additionally, I keep my AirPods in the small coin pocket, and I noticed that some of the indigo was coming off on that as well, turning it blue, which is a unique process of the jean. I haven't washed my jeans at all because I'm not planning on hemming them. They're a good length for me, and although I think they could fit me a little better in some areas, I'm kind of willing to take that step when I wash them later. I think something I'd be excited to do on the channel one day is do a bath soak, which is something that people do on the internet to kind of get that really close wear. Now, both of these jeans that I have are sanforized, so they're really not going to shrink a whole lot. I think they say 2 to 3%, but it's still just something fun to do in the community. And that's the other part of Raw Denim, is just do everything that you find is fun in them. Wear them everywhere you go. A lot of people say, I wear these jeans all the time, but if you're just wearing them to go to the office and maybe just back and forth to go do errands and get groceries, then they're not really going to be breaking in as fast in that process. And I think it's important in the beginning, you really want to break them in right away so we can get that comfortability that we're talking about. For me, that means I'm going to the gym and working out in them. I'm really kind of moving around. Sweating in them is important. It's not hard to sweat in the 20 ounces, although I will say in Minneapolis, it has been winter for much longer than it should be. I mean, it's mid-March and there was a blizzard over the weekend, and it's even snowing right now. Wearing it in the elements is another good thing. Just because you're getting water on them doesn't mean that there's a soak. I think that's an important way of helping the fabric kind of break in. So sweating in them, moving around in them, and then even if you want to hang them up while you're taking a shower, it's something I do, it can help kind of get that moisture into the jeans and help them kind of fit you a little bit better. You can also leave your jeans hanging up in the sun. An important thing to do with your jeans if you're not washing them is to let them air out. It's also important to lock in those whiskering, honeycombs, and other creases and fades that will later turn into a beautiful pair of jeans. The heavier weight pair, the more that the creases seem to lock in the beginning, and the more fades seem to lock in as well. Now, I'm looking forward to doing a 2-month review on this heavyweight pair of Elephant 14s by Naked and Famous next week, but I just wanted to show you the beginning of some back pocket fades that was occurring even a few weeks into wearing these. And it's because that denim is stiffer in the beginning, and while it's rubbing up and creating friction against things as you wear them, it'll start to show the outline of different things in your jeans. Something really important if you want to achieve these is to leave whatever's in your pocket there. I leave them there all the time overnight, and it helped me see fades on my back pockets really quickly. Similarly, the whiskering in the front, just wearing your jeans in the beginning, you'll see that whiskering start to lock in, honeycombing as well. I noticed it on even my lighter 14 ounce, which is a really exciting part of wearing jeans, because on a regular pair of jeans, you don't see something like that. In a certain way, it's a bit of a challenge in the beginning. The reason that people also love raw denim is because of the way it breaks in and how perfect fitting and feeling they can become. Everyone has their own way and like kind of ritual when it comes to breaking in a new pair of jeans. Some people do an initial soak of them and wear them a little damp around. Other people will leave their jeans crumpled up at night so that the fabric around them is breaking up. And some other things, examples I could think of is maybe even driving them, turning on the seat warmer and kind of getting that fabric hot and moving around. Or even if you want to go so far as to committing to really wearing them for 24 hours straight. I mean, I remember when I was in Copenhagen once, I was sleeping at this hostel and somebody told me there were bed bugs. Now, this wasn't a pair of Selvedge denim I was wearing, but I just slept on top of it fully clothed. I didn't really have a lot of clothes with me on this trip, and I slept in my jeans. I didn't take them off for probably about 2 days, and I will say I thought they were soft before, but afterwards they were incredibly soft. So if you want to do that, that's something that you can go through as well. But I'm super excited to hear from you guys. Like, what is your ritual to breaking in a new pair of denim? What do you do? Do you have different rituals for different types of weights? How often are you getting new pairs of denim? Really looking forward to talking to you guys about that and covering the 2-month update for my Elephant 14s next week.